It's true, inside every human heart, there's a desire that the love that we experience here on earth could only continue forever and ever and ever through all the days of eternity. This is seriously the message of Christianity. Christianity says that there's a possibility for anybody to have life that never ever ends because of the death of Jesus Christ. I'd like to take you back through a brief history of time, the era of the Christian church. Yes, I'd like to take you back 2,000 years to the very beginnings of the Christian faith. The amazing story of a God who loved our world so much that he would send his own son to this planet to die for us and pay a penalty so that humans could experience life that never ends. And more than that, that this God would love to communicate with humans, build a relationship with them, that this would continue forever and ever. This was such a powerful new story to the ancient Roman Empire that it was only a few centuries and Christianity had conquered the old Roman Empire. Now, there were no denominations back in those days. There was one church for almost 1,500 years. It was the Christian church, or if you like, the Catholic, the universal church, the universal faith. And the story of Jesus was kept by this church and transmitted, and the Holy Bibles translated by faithful priests and monks for over 1,000 years. Just an amazing tale of how the Christian faith grew from such a small beginning to become such a worldwide force today. But alas, things didn't always remain the same. It wasn't long before powerful priests were looking for even greater power. Those with the biggest churches wanted the biggest, and the way that human beings go, absolute power tended to corrupt absolutely. And when the church was at its height of power, it abused what God had granted to it to a terrible extent. In fact, those Christians who wanted to read the Bible for themselves, to come up with a different opinion to the church of the day, whether it was the one based in Rome or over there in Germany or the one over in England, if you disagreed with the state church, whichever it may be, you would be persecuted and hounded in these terrible dark days in the medieval era, when if anyone wanted to think for themselves and say, I would want to think about God differently, they would be hounded, persecuted, hunted, and often put to death. Terrible times. You know, Lutherans are drowning Baptists and Anglicans are killing Catholics and Roman Christians are running the Inquisition. Just a terrible, terrible time of human history. And so it was. Things are different today, of course. The medieval era is no longer in existence. And the most amazing thing to me is that we're going to discover today from the writings of Daniel the prophet in chapter 12 of his book that he predicted a great, dark, long period, and that period would finish, and then the knowledge of the truth about God would be promoted freely around the planet.